Have you ever looked around and realized the richest person in the room isn't the one flashing a Rolex or bragging about their car, but the quiet one in the corner, sipping coffee, saying nothing? The world wants you to believe wealth is loud. That real success comes with shiny things, luxury vacations, and curated Instagram posts. But here's the truth. Real wealth, the kind that buys freedom, not followers, that kind is invisible. It's stealthy, strategic, quiet. While everyone else is chasing likes and leasing lifestyles they can't afford, the truly rich are playing a different game, a silent one. A game where cash flow beats clout, assets replace appearances, and debt is used as a weapon, not a trap. This is the kind of wealth Robert Kiyosaki talks about. The kind you build without applause. The kind you build without asking permission. And today, I'm going to show you 12 easy tricks to get rich, without anyone even noticing. Whether you're just getting started or already on your journey, these are the habits, mindsets, and strategies that separate the financially free from the financially fooled. So, grab a notebook, shut out the noise, and let's get to work. The first and most powerful shift toward quiet wealth begins in your mind. Most people chase applause. They buy things not because they need them, but because they want to be seen having them. But real wealth doesn't shout. It doesn't need attention or validation. It simply grows, silently, powerfully, in the background. The rich who stay rich know this. They don't dress their net worth. They don't need to post their latest purchases or vacations to prove they've made it. They're too busy building. This is the stealth wealth mindset. It's not about deprivation, it's about discipline. You stop living for the crowd and start living for your goals. Instead of signaling success, you create it. You replace flashy consumption with focused accumulation. You shift from consumer to investor, from spender to strategist. Think about it. The man driving a 10-year-old Toyota might own the apartment building you're renting. The woman who skips luxury handbags might hold a portfolio worth millions. They're not interested in impressing you. They're interested in freedom, freedom of time, freedom from stress, freedom to choose. Adopting this mindset is the foundation of true financial power. When you stop trying to look rich, you can finally start getting rich. Every dollar that doesn't go toward impressing others is a dollar that can be invested, multiplied, and used to buy back your time. It's a quiet path. No praise, no spotlight, just results. So next time you feel the urge to show off, stop and ask yourself, am I performing wealth or am I building it? Because one lasts a moment, the other lasts a lifetime. The biggest lie people tell themselves about money is that they'll save what's left over. But, let's be honest, there's never anything left over. Life finds a way to eat every spare dollar unless you remove the choice altogether. That's why the wealthy don't rely on willpower. They rely on systems. And one of the simplest, most effective systems for building wealth silently is automated saving. The moment your paycheck lands, a portion of it should be swept into a separate savings or investment account before you even touch it. Whether it's $100 a week or $500 a month, the number isn't as important as the consistency. This is about making wealth building automatic, mechanical, emotionless. You don't have to think about it, debate it, or hope you'll be disciplined enough next month. It just happens, quietly, while you live your life. And here's the magic. Because the money is gone before you see it, you never really miss it. You adjust your lifestyle to what's left, not the other way around. Over time, these quiet, consistent transfers accumulate into something serious. Add in the power of compound interest, and your money begins to multiply without you lifting a finger. The key is to treat saving like a non-negotiable bill, something you owe to your future self. Just like rent or utilities, it gets paid first. This is what separates the broke high earner from the modest millionaire. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. Automated savings isn't just a financial tactic. It's a psychological shift. It removes the need for willpower and replaces it with quiet, consistent action. You're no longer hoping to be rich someday. You're programming your wealth to build itself while you sleep. Let the system do the work, then get out of the way. If you want to understand wealth, you have to understand one basic rule. The rich buy assets, the poor and middle class buy liabilities, and often call them assets. This is the cornerstone of everything Robert Kiyosaki teaches. It's simple, but most people still get it wrong. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out. That's it. If what you're buying doesn't generate income or increase in value, it's not helping you get rich. It's dragging you backward, no matter how shiny or impressive it looks. A rental property that cash flows every month? That's an asset. A stock that pays you dividends? That's an asset. A small online business that earns while you sleep? That's an asset. These things build wealth quietly and consistently, even when you're not working. On the other hand, a brand new car that loses value the second you drive it off the lot? That's a liability. That designer bag you're paying off in installments? A liability. The expensive electronics that make you feel good for a week and then collect dust? Liabilities. Most people spend their lives buying things that look like wealth but behave like anchors. They chase status instead of freedom. They spend on things that make them look rich but keep them broke. The rich don't think like that. They don't care about looking wealthy. They focus on becoming financially free. Every dollar they earn is either reinvested into income-producing assets or used to acquire new ones. Over time, those assets generate more income, which buys more assets, creating a cycle of quiet, compounding wealth. Before you spend, stop and ask, is this going to make me richer, or is it going to make me look richer? Because the answer to that question determines whether you're building a future or just burning through a paycheck. If it doesn't put money in your pocket, it doesn't belong in your cart. Compound interest is one of the most powerful forces in the financial universe, and most people ignore it because it doesn't feel exciting. It's slow, quiet, and invisible at first, but over time, it becomes unstoppable. The idea is simple. Your money earns interest, and then that interest earns more interest. If you're consistent, even small amounts snowball into life-changing wealth. The secret isn't in the amount you start with. It's in how early and how regularly you begin. That $50 or $100 you put away each month may not seem like much now, but in 5, 10, or 20 years, it grows into something far bigger than what you contributed. That's the magic. Compound interest rewards patience. It multiplies time and consistency into wealth. But here's the thing. If you wait to start, you lose the most valuable ingredient in compounding: time. Every year you delay isn't just a year of lost contributions, it's a year of lost growth on growth. That delay doesn't cost you hundreds. It costs you thousands, sometimes millions over a lifetime. The earlier you plant the seed, the larger the tree becomes. Wait too long, and you'll always be chasing what could have been. Wealthy people understand this, which is why they invest steadily, quietly, and early. They're not swinging for home runs. They're stacking singles, month after month, year after year. And while everyone else is trying to get rich quick, they're getting rich slow, but guaranteed. They don't rely on market timing. They don't panic when it dips. They just keep investing and let time do the heavy lifting. If you want to build wealth without anyone noticing, compound interest is your best friend. It doesn't need noise. It doesn't need attention. It just needs action. So don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you earn more. Start where you are with what you have. Invest first, then wait. Lifestyle creep is one of the most silent and dangerous enemies of wealth. It sneaks in disguised as progress. You get a raise or a bonus and suddenly, without thinking, your spending climbs with it. A better car, a bigger apartment, fancier dinners. You tell yourself you've earned it, and maybe you have, but what you're really doing is trading freedom for comfort. And, over time, that comfort becomes a trap. This is how high-income earners end up broke. They make six figures and still live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they've built a life that demands every dollar they earn. The more they make, the more they owe. There's no room for growth, no margin for error, and definitely no passive income to show for it. They look successful on the outside, but they're stressed, over-leveraged, and financially stuck. The wealthy play it differently. They keep their lifestyle flat while their income rises. Instead of using extra money to upgrade their image, they use it to upgrade their investments. A pay raise doesn't mean a new car, it means buying more shares. A bonus doesn't go toward a bigger apartment, it goes toward a rental property. They resist the temptation to reward themselves now because they understand what's really at stake. Long-term freedom. Keeping your lifestyle consistent doesn't mean living miserably. It means living smart. It means recognizing that wealth isn't about how much you spend, it's about how much you keep and multiply. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to be free. To wake up one day and realize your investments are paying for your life, not your labor. The next time you level up financially, pause. Don't follow the crowd. Don't inflate your life just because you can. Keep your expenses where they are and let your income stretch beyond them. That gap, that's where wealth is built, quietly, powerfully, on your terms. Windfalls are one of the most overlooked opportunities to build wealth fast. Most people treat them like free money. A bonus at work, a tax refund, a surprise inheritance, whatever it is, the instinct is almost always the same. Spend it. Celebrate. Reward yourself. But if you want to build real wealth, the rule is simple. Don't spend it. Multiply it. Every unexpected chunk of money is a shortcut. It's a fast-forward button most people waste. Instead of throwing it at temporary pleasure, you can use it to eliminate high-interest debt, fund your investment account, or buy an income-producing asset that pays you every month for years. That $3,000 refund could be the seed for a rental property down payment. That $5,000 bonus could knock out a credit card that's draining your cash flow every month. When treated correctly, a windfall isn't just a gift. It's a tool to accelerate your path to financial freedom. This is how the wealthy get ahead so quickly. They don't treat extra money as extra spending power. They treat it as extra leverage. They understand that big chunks of money, even if they're rare, can do serious work when aimed in the right direction. Not toward new gadgets or vacations, but toward eliminating financial friction and creating new income streams. The key is detaching emotion from the moment. A bonus isn't a green light to live large, it's a test. Can you use it to build your future, not just satisfy the present? Can you see the opportunity inside the gift? If you want to grow rich without making noise, this is your edge. Most people will flex their windfalls and wonder why they're still broke. You'll invest yours and quietly stack wealth in the background. You'll fast-track your goals while everyone else is resetting theirs every year, because the real reward isn't what the money can buy, it's what the money can become if you let it. One of the most underrated wealth-building strategies isn't found in a bank account or investment portfolio, it's found in your silence. The less people know about your money, the more control you keep over it. In a world obsessed with showing off, staying quiet is a superpower. When you don't broadcast your financial moves, you avoid the noise that distracts, the envy that follows, and the pressure that builds. Talk too much about your success and suddenly everyone has opinions. Friends expect handouts. Family assumes you're rich enough to pay for everything. Strangers size you up and try to sell you something. Even worse, the moment people know you have money, they start projecting their fears, judgments, and expectations onto your decisions. That's not freedom, that's weight. But when you keep your finances to yourself, you move without friction. You make decisions based on logic, not social pressure. You invest without explaining yourself. You grow your wealth without inviting unnecessary attention. You don't have to justify your old car, modest clothes, or low-key lifestyle. People will assume you're average, and that's exactly how you want it. While others chase status, you're stacking assets. While they're upgrading their lives to look rich, you're quietly building the kind of wealth that lasts. Every month your portfolio compounds, your income streams grow, your freedom expands, and no one sees it coming. That's the point. Wealth doesn't need to be loud. Real power moves in silence. It's the person who owns the building, not the one renting the penthouse. It's the one who walks into the room unnoticed, not the one trying to impress. So, guard your financial progress. Keep it yours. Let your results speak. Years later, when you're free, calm, and unbothered. Because you don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing peace over performance. Let them assume you're just getting by, while you quietly build a life they never saw coming. Relying on one paycheck is like walking a tightrope with no safety net. One wrong move and everything collapses. It's how most people live. Trapped in a single stream of income, one employer, one source, no backup. It feels stable until it's not. Until a layoff, a medical bill, or a market shift pulls the rug out. That's not security. That's risk disguised as comfort. The rich don't live that way. They build multiple streams of income, not by luck, but by design. A rental property here, dividend stocks there, a small online business that runs while they sleep, royalties from a book, passive cash from a course. It doesn't all start big, but it starts. Even a modest $200 a month side hustle is more than money. It's proof. Proof you can earn without trading your time. Proof you can create something once and get paid again and again. That $200 grows into $500, then $1,000, then something far greater. Freedom. Freedom to say no. Freedom to walk away. Freedom to stop trading your time for someone else's agenda. And the best part? Each income stream is a building block, stacking quietly while the world watches your day job. Nobody has to know. You don't have to announce your hustle or post screenshots of your sales. Just build it. Water it. Let it grow in silence. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow, but you do need to stop pretending it's enough. Because the moment your bills are paid by something you created, something outside your 9 to 5, you realize how powerful you really are. One income is a leash. Multiple incomes? That's leverage. And leverage is how you stop surviving and start thriving, without making a scene. Keep building, quietly. Each stream is a step closer to never needing anyone else's permission again. Most people don't realize their biggest lifetime expense isn't their house, car, or even their kids. It's taxes. And yet, they spend more time planning their vacation than they do understanding how to legally reduce what they owe. The wealthy don't just earn more money, they're better at keeping it. That's the game. And it's one the average person never learns to play. The tax code is thousands of pages long, filled with rules, exceptions, and incentives. Most people hear taxes and tune out. The rich? They lean in. They know the code wasn't written to punish, it was written to reward specific behaviors. Want to save for retirement? The government gives you a break. Want to invest in real estate, create jobs, or run a business? Even more breaks. These aren't loopholes, they're roadmaps. But you have to know where to look. Using tax-advantaged accounts like 401ks, Roth IRAs, or HSAs is a start. Owning assets that offer depreciation like rental properties can wipe out thousands in income on paper while your cash flow stays strong. Running a side business? You can deduct part of your home office, internet, phone bill, even meals if used properly. Every deduction is $1 you get to keep working for you instead of the IRS. The difference between someone who understands taxes and someone who doesn't is staggering. Two people can earn the same income, but one ends up with far more simply because they knew how to move intelligently. The code is complex, but you don't need to master every detail, just enough to see the opportunity. Study it. Ask questions. Get help from a professional if you need to, because when you master taxes, you're not just saving money, you're buying back control. You're keeping more of what you earn, compounding it faster, and reaching freedom sooner. Quiet wealth grows not just by earning more, but by leaking less. Don't let ignorance be your most expensive mistake. Wealth isn't just about what you know, it's about who you surround yourself with. Your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. If you spend your time around people who complain about bills, hate their jobs, and laugh at the idea of financial freedom, guess what? That mindset rubs off. You start thinking their struggles are normal. You start believing that stress, debt, and living for the weekend is just how life works. But it's not. The rich don't just grow money. They grow in the right environments. They seek out conversations that challenge them, not coddle them. They talk strategy, not gossip. They ask questions like, "Where should I invest next?" not, "What's the next big sale?" And that difference in dialogue creates a massive gap in results. If your current circle rolls their eyes when you bring up investments, entrepreneurship, or long-term financial goals, you're in the wrong room. You need to be around people who think bigger. People who don't flinch when you talk about passive income or retiring early. People who are ahead of you, because that's how you rise. The good news? You don't need to cut everyone out, but you do need to expand your circle. Join a mastermind, attend a financial workshop, read what successful people are reading. Find a mentor who's living the life you want. Let their mindset sharpen yours. Growth is contagious, but so is stagnation. If your goals are big, your environment has to match. You can't expect to elevate your financial life while surrounded by people content with mediocrity. You grow where you're planted, and if the soil around you is negative, fear-based, or narrow-minded, your progress will always be stunted. So choose your circle intentionally. Surround yourself with winners. Because in the end, wealth isn't just built in bank accounts, it's built in rooms where people believe it's possible. And the right room changes everything. Wealth doesn't show up overnight. It's not a jackpot or a sudden explosion. It's a slow burn, a marathon masked as a sprint. The ones who win aren't always the smartest, flashiest, or most connected. They're the ones who stay consistent, the ones who keep showing up long after the excitement wears off. It's boring, it's repetitive, but that's where the magic happens. Most people never get rich because they quit too early. They invest for a month, then stop when they don't see instant results. They save for a few weeks, then blow it all on something shiny. They start a side hustle, hit a rough patch, and give up. But those who understand how wealth really works know it's the small, unremarkable actions done consistently that lead to extraordinary results. Saving $100 a week won't make headlines. Reading financial books each month won't impress anyone. Investing in a boring index fund won't go viral. But stack those moves for 5, 10, 20 years, and they'll put you in a different world. Quietly, steadily, without anyone noticing. Consistency compounds. So does patience. It's not just about what you do, it's about how often you do it and how long you're willing to keep doing it after everyone else has stopped. That's where discipline kicks in. Discipline is doing the right thing even when it feels pointless. It's putting money away when no one's watching. It's choosing delayed gratification over quick dopamine hits. There are no shortcuts, no tricks, just rhythm and resolve. You don't need a perfect plan. You need one that works, and the guts to stick with it. Because while others start strong and fade out, you'll keep moving. While they look for the next big thing, you'll quietly build something unshakable. Wealth doesn't reward intensity. It rewards endurance. So, save, invest, repeat, ignore the noise, stick to the plan. And one day, when you least expect it, you'll realize you're free. The true definition of wealth isn't just having money, it's having money that works for you, whether you're awake or not. Most people spend their lives working for every dollar. They trade time for income and believe the only way to earn more is to work more. But the wealthy, they flipped the equation. They make their money work while they sleep. This is the quiet revolution of passive income. Systems that run without your constant effort. Rental properties generating cash every month. Royalties from books or digital products that continue to pay long after the work is done. Dividends from stocks that drip into your account without lifting a finger. These aren't dreams. They're deliberate moves made by people who understood early on that time is limited, but smart money isn't. Every dollar you earn has a job. If it's just sitting in a bank or being spent on liabilities, it's doing nothing for you. But when that dollar is invested in an income-producing asset, it becomes a worker. It brings in reinforcements. And, over time, those reinforcements grow into an army. That's when your wealth becomes unstoppable. Not because you hustle harder, but because your capital hustles for you. It starts small. One dividend check, one rental unit, one product that sells while you sleep. But when you stack these systems, something amazing happens. You stop waking up for money. You start waking up with money. That's the shift. That's freedom. The poor and middle class are taught to clock in and trade hours. The rich are taught to build and scale without being chained to their time. That's not luck. It's a strategy. So, if you're serious about building wealth, stop thinking about how to earn more hours. Start thinking about how to earn without being there. Let your money work harder than you do, because that's how freedom is really built, not with sweat, but with systems. Now you know the 12 tricks the wealthy use to build quiet, unstoppable wealth, without anyone noticing. These aren't gimmicks. They're not flashy. They're not meant to impress. They're meant to work. Because real wealth isn't loud. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need likes, applause, or approval. It needs patience. It needs discipline. And it needs you to stop playing the game everyone else is playing and start playing the one that actually leads to freedom. Imagine a life where your income doesn't depend on your alarm clock, where your decisions aren't shaped by a paycheck, where you're no longer stuck trying to look rich because you quietly are. That life isn't built overnight. It's built in silence, one move at a time. Saving, investing, staying consistent, staying focused, letting everyone think you're average while you build something exceptional behind the scenes. The best part? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. One habit, one shift, one decision. Today. If this spoke to you, if you're done chasing noise and ready to build real freedom, don't let it stop here. Go back. Rewatch the parts that hit. Write them down. Apply them. Quietly. Relentlessly. And when the world finally notices you've made it, you won't need to say a word. Your life will speak for itself. Now go build it, quietly.